Debt Snowball versus Debt Avalanche, choosing the right debt repayment strategy. Debt Snowball versus Debt Avalanche method. Which is better? When it comes to paying off debt, there are two popular strategies, the Debt Snowball method and the Debt Avalanche method. Both approaches have their own unique benefits and drawbacks. The best method for you depends on your financial goals, personality, and circumstances. Let's dive into both methods in detail to help you understand which might be better for you. The Debt Snowball method. The Debt Snowball method was popularized by financial expert Dave Ramsey. In this method, you focus on paying off your smallest debt first, regardless of the interest rate, while continuing to make minimum payments on all other debts. Once the smallest debt is paid off, you move on to the next smallest debt, and so on, creating a snowball effect where your payments get bigger and bigger as you eliminate each debt. How it works? List your debts from smallest to largest, ignoring interest rates for now. Make the minimum payments on all debts except for the smallest. Put as much extra money as possible toward the smallest debt until it's paid off. Once the smallest debt is paid off, move to the next smallest, adding the amount you were paying toward the previous debt to the payment of the next debt. Pros of the Debt Snowball method. Psychological boost. The biggest benefit of the snowball method is the motivation you get from paying off smaller debts quickly. The feeling of accomplishment can keep you going and help you stay on track. Simplicity. The strategy is straightforward and doesn't require a lot of calculations or complex decision-making. Quick wins. Since you pay off smaller debts first, you get quick wins. As each debt is eliminated, you feel more empowered and can build momentum toward paying off larger debts. Cons of the Debt Snowball method. Paying more in interest. Since you're focusing on the smallest debt first, you may not be addressing higher interest debts right away. This could result in you paying more interest in the long term. Slower progress. It might take longer to pay off larger debts because you're prioritizing the smaller ones. This could extend the time you're in debt and slow down your overall progress toward financial freedom. The Debt Avalanche method. The Debt Avalanche method focuses on minimizing the amount of interest you pay over time. In this method, you prioritize paying off the debt with the highest interest rate first, regardless of the balance. You continue to make minimum payments on the other debts, but any extra money goes toward the highest interest debt. Once the highest interest debt is paid off, you move on to the next highest and so on. How it works? List your debts from highest to lowest interest rate. Make the minimum payments on all debts except for the one with the highest interest rate. Put as much extra money as possible toward paying off the highest interest debt until it's paid off. Once the highest interest debt is paid off, move to the next highest, adding the amount you were paying toward the previous debt to the next one. Pros of the Debt Avalanche method. Save money on interest. By focusing on the debt with the highest interest rate, you will pay less in interest over time, ultimately saving money and potentially paying off your debt more quickly. Faster debt repayment. Because you're eliminating high-interest debts first, you're tackling the most expensive debts first, which can lead to faster overall debt repayment. Long-term efficiency. This method is generally considered the most efficient in terms of minimizing the total amount of interest paid and getting you out of debt faster. Cons of the debt avalanche method. Requires patience. Since you might not pay off any debt immediately, if your highest interest debt has a large balance, it can take longer to see any significant progress. This can be discouraging for some people. Harder to stick with. The method can be mentally taxing because you won't experience the quick wins that come with the snowball method. If you find it difficult to stay motivated, the avalanche method might be harder to stick with. Debt snowball versus debt avalanche, which is better? Both methods are effective for getting out of debt, but the right choice depends on your personal preferences and financial situation. Here's a quick breakdown of each method's advantages in different situations. Choose the debt snowball method if you need quick wins. If you're someone who gets motivated by small wins, the snowball method might be a good fit. Paying off smaller debts quickly can give you the psychological boost you need to stay focused. You struggle with motivation. If the thought of taking a long time to see progress on your debts discourages you, the snowball method's quick wins can help keep you engaged in the process. You are new to debt repayment. If you're just starting your debt payoff journey and need a simple, straightforward plan, the snowball method could be the easiest way to get started. Choose the debt avalanche method if you want to save money. If your primary goal is to minimize the amount of interest you pay and get out of debt as quickly as possible, the avalanche method is the most cost-effective strategy. You have strong willpower. If you can handle seeing slow progress at the beginning and are motivated by the long-term benefits of paying less in interest, the avalanche method could work well for you. You have high-interest debt. If you have significant high-interest debt, such as credit card balances, the avalanche method helps you tackle the most expensive debt first and minimizes overall costs. Which method will help you pay off debt faster? Debt avalanche is the faster method for most people in terms of total time spent paying off debt because it targets high-interest debts first. This approach can save you money and get you out of debt faster. Debt snowball, however, may take longer but might be more sustainable for those who need motivation and quick wins along the way. Hybrid approach combine both methods. You don't have to choose one method exclusively. Some people use a hybrid approach where they start with the debt snowball method to gain momentum and motivation and then switch to the debt avalanche method once they've paid off a few smaller debts. This way, they enjoy the psychological benefits of the snowball method while still saving money on interest in the long run. Conclusion. Debt snowball is great for building momentum and staying motivated if you need to see results quickly. However, it may not be the most cost-efficient option. Debt avalanche is more effective for saving money on interest and getting out of debt faster, but it may require more patience and self-discipline. Ultimately, both methods are effective at helping you pay off debt. Choose the one that aligns with your personality and financial goals, or combine them for the best of both worlds. Regardless of which method you choose, the key to getting out of debt is consistency, discipline, and a clear plan.